Hello, my name is Maciej, and I'm from eurovizia.org. And with me, there are these members of band Gåte that you may recognize from Eurovision 2024. Hello, we are with Gunhild, uh, Jon, and Magnus. Hello.
Yes. Hello.
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 You are basically like a Norwegian rock folk band, but as I've read, you started in a quite early age, and uh, I and it's not that usual that I don't know, young people are getting interested in folk music, folklore from the country. So, how did it happen for you that you uh, got into this, world of folk folk stories? How did it happen?
Well, main reason is that I grew up with parents that were very interested in Norwegian folk music. So, I'm kind of born into it. And yeah. And but we're also interested in other kind of music styles
But it,
and
it's
then
it's
we
worth
met.
men it's worth mentioning that you were like at a young age you were singing to tourists. You were
Yeah,
creating singing traditional Norwegian music to tourists in Norway.
yeah, that was my summer job.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then I met Magnus, and yeah, he didn't have any clue on Norwegian folk music,
At all.
so no. And then we figured out that that was an interesting mix, um, putting those worlds together, and yeah, then we developed Gåte.
Great. And how about collecting material and inspiration for your music? Can you walk us through your creative process?
Well, it can be everything from actually some of our songs are based on actual ancient folk tones, like melodies that are already existing and have existed for yeah, hundreds of years. And other songs could be maybe have some pieces of some lyrics or medieval ballads. And other times we write things ourselves. But the most important thing is it always have to have that connection with something really profound and ancient and folklorish, something timeless. And of course, with Gunhild's voice, she is channeling that kind of emotion and power in herself. So we really just have to feel if it's there, and because we are also representing a lot of different genres. I don't know any much about folk music. Gunhild has it in her blood, and Jon Even, he has more like a metal,
Metal
dark
rock,
music background.
yeah.
Yeah,
And as you mentioned, like that, some of your inspirations come from like medieval ballads. Of course, one of them is Ulveham, your Eurovision entry, but it's also
yes.
the title of your latest album. And I wonder what kind of stories we can get on that album, except Ulveham.
We have a lot of. I mean, we find those like mythical stories. We have one called the Skarvane, which means cormorant. I don't know if you know what bird a cormorant is.
Yeah, yeah,
You know
it's
what it is?
exactly in
Yeah.
Polish. Exactly, it's Cormoran.
It's Commandant. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I mean, if you've seen that bird, it's a very mythical creature in a way. It has some shroud of mystery to it, and we see a lot of them around Trondheim where we live. So that song is based on an old tale about the cormorants of Utrest, and Utrest being this magic heavenly place that is only visible to the people who are good-hearted and not visible to anyone else. And then there are these three cormorants from Utrest that were said to rescue people who were lost at sea. And
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, maybe if they never came back, then they went to Utrest, they brought them there.
Yeah, and then you also have Brun. That's also a song that's uh, the lyrics are inspired of an old legend too about a horse that was called Furnace-Bruden. And this horse, during the Black Plague, he carried dead people over the mountain to get them buried. And a lot of people died, so he carried a lot of people. And in the end, there was only one man again left. And then he went alone with this one person that was left.
Yeah, and the loyalty of that horse is also kind of brings a strong emotion that the horse keeps on doing its duty until the very last person is dead, even after his horse master is also dead.
Actually, Ulveham is the first song in Norway's native language that happened to be on the Eurovision stage for like in 18 years. And from my observation, it's quite unusual, surprising, because Norwegian actually seem to enjoy music in their own language across various genres. Yet we don't see as much of that in Melody Grand Prix. How would you encourage more Norwegian artists to send songs in Norwegian for MGP and potentially for Eurovision?
Well, ideally, we would have won the Eurovision. That would inspire a lot of other artists and bands.
I hope that we could also in the future see more of the different countries' roots and their folk music in Eurovision. But if you just try to be an ordinary pop artist, I don't know, then maybe English. But if you want to do something special, do something that represents your country more, I think it's nice to see and listen to all the different languages.
Yeah, because you want to have that taste of the different culture when you see Eurovision.
Yeah.
This is actually not only the issue that relates to Norway, but actually most of the Nordic countries tend to send songs in English, except maybe Finland and Iceland are less shy about it, actually. But we've seen that actually across several years, like also pop songs in their native language can work very well in the contest. So maybe, I mean, so that's why I'm wondering what would be actually the most encouraging for artists in Norway, not only singing pop but all types of genres to use it more as a platform to sing in Norwegian. And I wanted to ask you about what are your best memories actually from the whole experience. You mentioned one of them, that it's meeting the crowd, meeting the people who are very much engaged in the contest. But what except that? What were your like a key memory that you want kept with yourself from the contest?
For my part, it's like the pre-shows in Barcelona and London and everywhere, because we didn't know that that existed, so that was a surprise for us.
Yeah, the pre-parties. I was going to say the same thing.
Yeah, so many positive people and we made a lot of friends there. Yeah, it was just really fun.
And we got to meet the other artists, and everyone was just excited. It was new to everyone there, right? Except for Iceland. She had been in Eurovision before, hadn't she? Yeah. But you got to meet them and just realizing what this circus is and the magnitude and the size of it, because we did not really know, and it just started to dawn upon us. Just like Barcelona, Amsterdam, London. Okay, this is how it is. Yeah. So just the whole thing leading up to the actual Eurovision in Malmö was.
And are you in touch with some artists still?
Not like on a daily basis. We have like a chat group that someone will write on now and then. But we had some connection also before the actual Malmö as well, and we started to befriend, and now people are doing their thing again, and some we are established band, so we are continuing on our like regular career, and other artists they just, I mean, came here and now afterwards just like trying to, yeah.
They were best experience, but also after your experience, what do you think has to be changed in Eurovision? Like 3 things that you could think of.
Well, of course, the whole there was a lot of like political controversy this year, and it was very that's what the artists we've been talking a lot about that. The artists were like we were standing in the forefront of all this, and the EBU didn't really take a responsibility. They didn't properly brief us on how to handle this sort of pressure on a political level. And so they could have, I mean, we were there for the values of Eurovision, like united by music. And we believe that it's important that we should gather in one room and play music together, regardless of your faith or nationality, ethnicity, all that stuff. But the EBU as an institution, they failed to their values. We really feel, but the artists, they would try to live up to it. And we've been giving a lot of feedback directly to EBU, and we had a lot of direct meetings with them as we were approaching the final. So yeah, it was a very intense year. So I don't know how the political climate will be surrounding next year now, but I don't know. But the whole thing living up to they didn't really live up to their values as an institution. The year we were there, at least. So that's one thing.
That's one huge thing. I don't think it's I don't think we have like several, but that's one thing, and a lot of like small things under beneath that. But yeah, it was how the EBU was putting us in the front.
Yeah, it was it's very intense to be a participant in Eurovision when it's a normal year without any political turbulence, if there is a normal year without any political turbulence. But it was very pressured this year, and there were so it was a intense year for everyone.
Yeah.
Very often you are described actually as one of the best live bands in Norway. And do you have some standout moments from your concerts over your long career that you could share with us? Something very special to your heart.
Wow. We recently actually played the Norwegian opera in Oslo. And I would say that maybe was our most complete multi-sensoric performance, like where we really got to just have all the light. We had the choirs, we had elements that were moving on stage. And one thing is doing one song at Eurovision, but then to have a whole concert as a performance at the Royal Opera. And I feel, for me, that's what it really comes to mind when you say that, as a really fond memory. What about you, Jon Even?
Yeah, I agree. It was a special event for us. We've been working so hard for that concert. So, so when we actually played, it went went past us way too sudden, because it was like, I don't know, 2 hours of playing or something. Felt like 5 minutes.
In December, you have 2 concerts in Poland, one in Krakow and one in Warsaw. What should Polish audience actually should expect from your shows?
We are a great live band. We have played concerts, hundreds of concerts during our career, and we're quite good at it. We want to take the audience into a whole total experience that's it's a total feeling. You have to the lights and the costumes and the songs are like putting you into a sort of theatrical space in a way. And I know for sure that a lot of people seeing us for the first time, they get blown away.
Yeah.
I'm not very humble when I'm saying that, but it's true.
It's always been like that, because there's something that happens in the now moment, and the Gåte has always been a live band, and it's different every time, and something magical happens in the now moment. You can be there, and that's something that you can't really record with the camera or with the microphone. It's just something that happens, and that where Gåte really, really is good. So attending Eurovision, recording songs, releasing them is all about making people come to our concerts, because that is where the magic really happens.
Well, we are eagerly waiting for you in Poland. And thank you so much. Thank you so much for your time. And, well, have a lovely evening, actually. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for having us.
And we'll be sure to eat the pierogi, the Polish dumplings, when we get there.
Absolutely. Yeah, there are plenty of places where you can eat them, and I'm sure that you will love them.
Cool.
Thank you so much.